What is going on, everybody? This is the you should know, Omar Akil Solomon, one half of the Culture Cast. For the culture, by the culture, we do it for the culture. And if you're not down with the culture, I just can't help you. Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined, as always, by my tag team partner, Mr. Worldwide Ray. What's going on, Ray?
What it do?
You know,
How you feeling?
Another day in these streets, clanging and banging. You already know how it goes. We are joined, ladies and gentlemen, as our interview series continues for the Black Wrestlers Matter event. We have on the podcast today, he needs no introduction, but guess what? I'm going to introduce him anyway. He comes from the land of the lakes, Minnesota. You know, you might have seen him in the air. You might have seen him on MLW once in a while. You maybe even seen him take on Ray Phoenix. And he's going to be taking on frontman Josh C. at Black Wrestlers Matter on August 22nd in Des Moines, Iowa. We'll touch on that just a little bit later. But make some noise for Airwolf, everybody!
How's it going?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. How about you guys?
Feeling good. Let's see another day.
You know what?
I can't argue that one.
Every day the sun is shining and my beard is flicking. Life is lit. I can't complain. One thing we like to start these interviews off with, my brother, is, you know, we've been in the quarantine, and I know some places are going through phases and we're moving forward. But throughout this entire quarantine, what has been the most random purchase off of Amazon throughout this entire time?
Actually, I don't make too many online purchases, actually. I usually go to the stores, so I haven't actually been buying too much. The only things I've really bought online, I bought a few shirts from wrestlers to kind of help support people. And then I bought new gear that I'll be debuting once this starts back up again.
Okay. Investing in yourself. We love it.
Yeah.
We got to make sure
that's what you got to do.
We got to send you some gear too. We got some Culture Cast shirts. You can follow us on social media, Culture Cast Pod. Click the link in the bio. 100% of the proceeds are donated to independent wrestling. So we're going to send you a shirt too, our brother. So,
thank you. Appreciate that.
No doubt about that, man. But just to kick things off, man, tell the Culture Cast community, the Culture Cast crew, tell the world a little bit about yourself. We know a little bit, and we'll talk about that later in the interview, but just introduce yourself to the world and why you are excited for this upcoming wrestling event on the 22nd next month.
Right. So I live up in Minnesota. I'm 20 years old. I've been in the ring since I was 13, so about 7 years now. I've kind of been traveling all over the place trying to get my name out there. Me and my brother, we were overseas in February over in the UK. We did OTT over there. But yeah, I'm just trying to make as big of a name as possible while I can.
That is crazy, Ray. Like, Ray, do you remember what you were doing at the age of 20?
At the age of 20, sneaking alcohol, working at a pizza place, stressed out.
And this man is traveling the world. That's dope, my brother, man. Continue on. I love that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, one thing I was bringing up is I've actually seen you in person a few times here in Chicago, mostly through Galley. I know you had a few matches in AAW along with Black Label Pro in Indiana. I think your last freelance match was against Eric Cannon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love all those promotions. Each and every one of those, they've all been like real good to me. And I always love coming out to Chicago. Chicago is probably like one of my favorite crowds to perform in front of. The only crowd I'd probably put in front of is at home in First Wrestling, WrestlePalooza.
Mm-hmm. And I believe you're the champion for First Wrestling. Am I?
Yeah, I am currently.
Okay.
I mean, I wish I was a champion at 20 years old, but
yeah.
What type of how does that drive you? You know, because you're so young, you've been given a lot of opportunities. You're traveling the world. Like, what motivates you? Because you've been doing this for a few years now. Like, what motivates you to be great? Who did you look up to? I know you were trained by Mr. Anderson, and we'll talk about that later on. But what motivates you to be great?
Honestly, like, I just love professional wrestling as a whole. Like, there's a bunch of like, oh, there's too many people to list that I look up to in terms of like what got me into this business and what wrestlers personally inspire me to wrestle the way I do or think about wrestling the way that I do. Wrestlers like Alex Shelley and Jonathan Gresham, Shane Strickland, and ACH. I look up to those dudes a lot, and each of them, they all like help me a lot, and I study them, and I like to change my game up. I like to adapt and be kind of hybrid, because I believe that the more versatile that you are, the more marketable that you are.
It's 100% true. Like basically every day, not even every like year, every day you have to change yourself in wrestling. You can't, be just one dimensional. It's like either you evolve or you perish.
Absolutely. And you look at guys like Christopher Daniels, how many times has he evolved throughout his career to the fact that he can still do the things that he was doing a long time ago just as good, if not better, today on television, week in and week out.
That's dope, man. I think, and that's such, and not only in the world of professional wrestling, but also just, I'm pretty sure you apply that to your way of life too, just continuing to evolve, continuing to push yourself. Were you like in high school, did you play any sports, or if you went to college, like, was it any like intramurals or things that you pushed yourself to be great growing up?
So I've always wanted to be a wrestler since I was probably in 5th grade. And I kind of tried to set myself up so I would succeed specifically at wrestling. So I took part in things like theater and speech. But on the athletic side, I did wrestling for my first 2 years in high school. I wasn't too good at that, not because I wasn't like, I didn't like get my ass kicked by any means, but like I just didn't understand the rules. So I would like pick dudes up and slam them on their head or like do backflips and stuff during matches, like try to backflip out of takedowns. So like I wasn't good at it because I was getting disqualified for doing stuff that I didn't understand the rules. It just didn't make sense to me. So I only did it for the first 2 years before I stopped doing it.
Like, I saw this on TV, like they did this when wrestling. Nah, bro, don't work like that, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I think when I was doing wrestling in high school, like the coach, like first day up front, he was like, this is the stuff you see on TV. So if you're here, like, please exit if you think we're about to do that.
It's
right. I think I saw the backflip out of the single leg takedown. That was like an actual wrestling video that went viral on like Facebook or something. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, okay, like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. And I practiced it before, like the night before the meet. And like, I kept doing it again and again and again. And then when it came time to get out there, I kind of just baited in my leg and tried to do the backflip out, which like it actually worked, but like the ref called it on me. So I guess I just made it illegal. So I barely missed my chance to do it.
When I was young, I tried to wrestle. I was a football player more so, but I tried to wrestle. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick to theater. And you mentioned theater, and I did musicals in theater when I was younger too. Did you watch Hamilton yet?
I did not. I'm not like, I don't know. I don't like go super out of my way to watch theater. I just like being in theater. I like acting myself.
Okay.
A lot.
I'm gonna definitely recommend Hamilton. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. I've heard a lot about it actually. I've been meaning to check it out because I've heard the soundtrack however many times over. That's like the only thing theater kids listen to.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna throw away your shot here on the Culture Cast. So you see what I did there? Oh yes.
I mean, I gotta agree with him with the I'd rather do it than watch it thing. Like, there's a lot of like things like baseball. Like, I'd rather play it than watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of stuff. Like, I'm on his side for that. Just like with Hamilton, I'd rather be on stage than watch the stage.
You want to be in the room where it happens. There's another Hamilton line for you. Speaking of which, what drew you? You say you want to make yourself a hybrid style, but you wear the Lucha Libre mask. What drew you to that? Putting the mask on in your performances.
Honestly, the mask, it was just kind of a thing because when I was starting out, I was starting out so young. The guy I was initially training with suggested that I wear the mask because people obviously would see that I was like so young. So it was kind of just a thing to cover up the fact that I was so young. But like as it moved on, it kind of like resonated with fans and it picked up and got over in a way that I didn't expect it to. So at some point, it's like you can't drop it, you know? So I kind of try to take on the meaning of like, you don't know what I am and you can't like make judgments on me based on my appearance. So that's kind of what the mask meant to me later on.
That is dope, my brother. That is dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and I know that you said that you wrestle with your brother, who is Angel Dorado. With
Yep.
that, who started first? Like, was there like, hey, my brother's wrestling, and he convinced me to start, or did you all like start together in training?
Yeah, so we actually started together, but he kind of focused more on diving. He's a diver in high school, and he was actually really good at it. So like during the diving season, he kind of focused on that. Whereas like I wrestled, but like I went out of my way to try to like train and show up to shows and help out and stuff. So I feel like I kind of branched out definitely more before he did. But now I think he's kind of caught up to me and we're kind of making an impact as a tag team.
Yeah, because I think the first time I've seen, I believe you were with your brother. It was the Midwest mixtape.
Oh, yeah, for sure. With AJ?
Yeah, you, AJ Gray, and your brother. I believe it was like a 6-man tag match. I think that was my first time seeing you all work together as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty symmetrical. Like everything was on point as far as chemistry.
Yeah, it's funny because like initially in our careers, we tagged a lot. And then for some reason, it just kind of branched away from that. And probably within like maybe a little over the past year, we became primarily tag team wrestlers. Just out of nowhere, our bookings kind of started picking up as a tag team. So we decided to kind of put our focus towards that.
Okay. Awesome. Once again, guys, we are the Culture Cast at Black Wrestlers Matters, coming up Saturday, August 22nd, 2020 at Franklin Junior High Auditorium. You can get tickets at blackwrestlersmatter.bigcartel.com. You will see this man, Airwolf, take on the front man, Josh C., a good friend from Minnesota. Speaking of frontman Josh C., he had some choice words for you in our last interview. He said, you know, that kid Airwolf, he's done some great things. He has a great family, but he's a kid playing a man's game. What is your response to the man that you're going to be taking on next month?
Honestly, I love Jossie. I'm a fan of Jossie, and it might be an unpopular opinion to some, but Jossie does what he says he's going to do. He talks a lot, but I honestly believe that he's the future of the business. Now, whereas he's the future of the business, I'm the present of the business. I'm not going to just let him walk in and take my spot that I've been fighting for. So if Jossie wants this spot, he's going to have to earn it.
And I see here that your last match before like the whole shutdown and stuff, you actually defeated Jossie at First Wrestling. So does that give you, do you feel like you have the advantage over him knowing that the last match you had and the last time you all faced each other, you have the victory over him?
I believe I do.
Home court advantage.
I believe I do. I feel like I know Jossie more than Jossie knows me.
Message. Let them know. Let them know. That's dope, man. Tell me, so you were trained by Mr. Anderson, also known as Mr. Kennedy in the WWE world. Talk about that experience, and then if possible, could you do your best Mr. Anderson or Mr. Kennedy impersonation of how I used to come out to the ring? Like, could you do it right now? After that for us, if you could, if you will.
Yeah. So I trained at the academy under Ken Anderson, Sean Davari, Eric Cannon, and then occasionally Molly Holly and Arya Davari would come through. Ken's a great dude. He's very like military based in terms of how he approaches training, which I feel like is definitely beneficial in a business like ours. Everybody strives to be the best they can be physically. And I feel like Ken really has a good mindset in terms of like what you need to do in order to get the basics across and do the basics really well. Ken's really fundamentally sound. So I feel like Ken's really good for that, whereas like Eric Cannon is really good for specific things that you can take from a person, recognizing each person's individual differences and being good with helping people with that. Sean is really good at the business aspect of things, at playing the cards and like talking to people, how you approach people, promos, stuff like that. Molly's great. Everybody always sings Molly's praises, but I feel like she truly doesn't get enough recognition for how good she is. She only stopped by a handful of times, but each time she stopped by, I felt like the way she explained things is like, it makes everything seem so simple that like it's really easy to translate to people that sometimes do have a hard time picking it up, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arya, obviously Arya's great. He's doing great things on his own. Nothing more needs to be said about Arya. Arya is succeeding. Probably the most underrated guy they have right now, especially in their cruiserweight division.
He is
Definitely agree.
He is. His enthusiasm is contagious, and
Absolutely,
he has so much charisma. Definitely. Shout out to 205 Live. And,
absolutely.
And let's hear it. Let us hear that Mr. Anderson intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I weigh in at 215 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mr. Anderson.
Wait for it.
Anderson. That's the best I got.
We love it. Love it.
He's gonna have a field day with that one.
I can't believe you actually got him to do it.
Every interview, I'm going to try something off the wall, and we thank you, my brother, for that. We thank you. Talk to us about now. A lot of people have seen you on MLW. I was just watching the match review versus Jake Lander. I thought that was so dope. I think Jake Lander is so amazing in the ring. But you also had a match with somebody who's always on AEW recently. That's Ray Phoenix. So talk to me about that opportunity to be on like some well-known brands like MLW or fighting some top-notch performers, you know, like at the age of 20, you know, like talk about that opportunity that you've been given and what do you want to do in the future with that?
Yeah, it's crazy how quick like everything is kind of taken off. My time in MLW, like right away, they kind of threw me to the Sharks when they stuck me in there with Ray Phoenix Mania Week. And, you know, you have a lot of pressure walking into a match like that. Ray Phoenix is considered one of, if not the best high flyers in the world. So being put in a ring with him and a week that's like everybody knows is the biggest week possible in wrestling. It doesn't get higher than that. So when you're a 20-year-old kid being stuck in the ring with one of the best wrestlers the world has to offer, there's obviously a lot of pressure on you. But you got to live up to the pressure. It's about situations like that. Are you going to fold under the pressure, or are you going to become a star under the pressure? I really personally enjoyed my match with Ray Phoenix, and I feel like it helped me a lot in terms of bettering myself and knowing exactly where to pick up my intensity and what I need to do in order to hang with world-class talent like Ray Phoenix.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the thing that I've heard about Court Bauer from MLW. It's like if he believes in you, he's going to throw you out there. He wants people to, know your name, know that you're the future of professional wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing Court absolutely does well. He's always willing to take a risk on new guys and try to help them out and really kind of make them a star.
Awesome, man. And speaking of stars, like this upcoming show is so important. Black Wrestlers Matter, once again, Saturday, August 22nd, at the Franklin Junior High Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa. All event proceeds are going to go to Knowledge is Power DSM, Leaders of Tomorrow. And I think we understand here at the Culture Cast, but to me, like this show and the symbolism of the show is so important. Can you talk to me about this show and, why Black Wrestlers Matter, but then also especially with everything that's going on in the country as we move towards, I don't want to say the fight for equality, but to me, the fight for equity. But as we move towards that, why is this show important and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I firmly believe that there has not been a better time for this show to happen than right now. And I say that because obviously the state of the nation, the United States of America, the state it's in right now with everything going on with the Black Lives Matter stuff and protesting police brutality and the conversations we're needing to have as a nation, they're finally being addressed. Not only that as a nation, but as a business. If you've seen all the stuff going on the past few days online, talking about representation and diversity and having different people of color in higher places, because truthfully, higher up places in professional wrestling have never been that diverse. They've always kind of, for lack of better term, just been white. Now, the problem with that is that white people don't necessarily know how it feels to be put into places of people of color. So they're trying to write being Black. As I'm sure you saw AJ Gray say, you can't write being Black. You can't tell us as Black individuals how we would go throughout our daily lives. And I feel like oftentimes in wrestling, Black people, they're kind of given this ultimatum, so to speak, where you need to be fitting inside this certain box. Whereas white people kind of can be whatever they want to be. And really that's what we're trying to get across here with Black Wrestlers Matter, is we should be able to do whatever we want in this business. We should be able to succeed and not have our appearance hold us back, because for so long, world champions have always looked the same, obviously, until you get someone like Kofi Kingston, who's truly like pioneer, trendsetter. When I turn on the TV and I see someone like Kofi Kingston win the title, it gives me hope. It lets me know that I can do anything I want in this world. If it's my dream to be WWE champion, I can be WWE champion. You see someone like Sonny Kiss on AEW. Sonny Kiss will also be on the event. Very excited to be in the same locker room as Sonny Kiss. But you see someone as talented as Sonny Kiss, and you turn it on and you see him wrestling Cody Rhodes, and they're tearing it up. That gives people hope. That lets some kid know there that doesn't know themselves that it's going to be okay, that there's people like them. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Black. It doesn't matter if you're gay. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. Everyone should be equal in professional wrestling. And I feel like that's not the way it is. So that's truly what we're fighting for and trying to change here.
Awesome, man. Saturday, August 22nd, you're going to see Airwolf take on frontman Josh C at Black Wrestlers Matter. You can get tickets at blackwrestlersmatter.bigcartel.com. Once again, all event proceeds are going to go to Knowledge is Power, DSM, Future Leaders of Tomorrow. Oh, yes. Indeed. Before we get on out of here, Airwolf, we definitely thank you for the time. One thing we like to ask, and we like to have a lot of fun over here, and Ray makes fun of me. A lot of my friends make fun of me. I don't want to say I'm a hater, but I do want to say that I don't really care for a lot of the wrestling entrance music today. I think it's whack. I think it's tough. And I think it's, I think it sounds like Fruity Loop beats. And I think it's just, there hasn't been like a lot of entrance music that just takes my attention away. And, you always hear either outside of Karrion Kross's movie, because that was dope, but you always hear like the crazy rock song that makes no sense, or the alternative, oh my God, or you hear the basic rapper. No offense to the rapper because they got more bars than me, but it's the basic safe rap,
Yeah.
Heard your music. I appreciate it. I think it was dope. So 2-part question. Number one, if you could have any performer give you a live entrance to the ring, what musical artist would that be? And then also, what are some things that you're listening to right now?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Honestly, I'm not sure who I would have play me to the ring. I kind of, as far as like what I like to listen to, I'm a big fan of hip hop. and rap, obviously. But I kind of listen to all sorts of things. I'm kind of pretty diverse in what I listen to.
Awesome.
I listen to J. Cole a lot, Drake. Just I don't know, basic artists. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Have you ever like sent text messages using Drake lyrics yet?
No, I have not.
Let me give you game, youngster. I'm 34. You're 20. Just be ready. Go back to some old Drake. Just copy them lyrics. And when you're having a tough day or you're in that tough conversation, just drop them Drake lyrics. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're so kind and compassionate." You just be like, you hit them with the emoji, like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't go too far back on Drake. Otherwise, I'm gonna wind up in that Degrassi era.
Oh yeah,
just stop it. So far gone, like so far gone.
That's what it is. So far gone. Well, Airwolf, tell everyone where they can find you on social media. Tell everyone where they can purchase some gear from you. Go ahead and use this time to promote yourself. Let's hear it.
Yeah, thank you. So my stuff is pretty basic. It's all just at official Airwolf. And then my pro wrestling tees, if you feel the need to help me out or purchase a shirt, is prowrestlingtees.com/official Airwolf.
Definitely. Where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, all my stuff is just at official Airwolf.
He's like you, right? I am Rashard H. Everything's all the same. That's dope.
I feel
like I'm one of the few people out there that has it all the same, just out of convenience for people,
Exactly. Like if you can't find us, you're not looking hard enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
I work in education, so I got to have like a real one and then my like professional one. So I can't,
right.
Mr. Ratchet. Definitely, man. Black Wrestlers Matter, August 22nd, Saturday at Franklin Junior High Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa. You're going to see this man, Airwolf, take on the frontman, Josh C. Make sure you guys get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing show. Sonny Kiss is going to be there. Faye Jackson is going to be there. But most importantly, Airwolf is going to be there. And the Culture Cast, I'm telling you, Airwolf versus frontman Josh C., that is going to be the match of the night. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. So we want to thank you for listening to the Culture Cast. We are the Culture Cast. Make sure you guys subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Ray, one more thing. What you got to say?
Yo, if Airwolf could wrestle in a mask for 4 years, you all could wear a mask to the grocery store.
No argument there. Wear a mask. Be safe.
With that being said, period. We are the Culture Cast. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day.